Hey guys, it's Kat and I am back today to conclude my team project pan for 2021. So this is where I go through the products I used up since last month, and I also recap all the products that I used in this project so you can see how successful it was for 2021. And then I'll probably be back tomorrow with my finale of my Pan That palette so you can see the progress on that and also how the palettes look compared to when they were first introduced in the project. All right, as per usual, I'm gonna start with the products that I used up, and I did use up quite a few. So I used up my St. Tropez. This is the Gradual Tan Watermelon Infusion. I only used this up a couple of days ago. I'm looking a little bit bronzed because I put it all over my body to use it up, but I'm glad I did because I went to a wedding yesterday, and also I was getting dressed this morning and I was like, do I have abs? No, of course I do not have abs, but a fake tan really makes you look good, and I sort of forgot that. And I've got another one of these and a few other ones. I'm gonna keep using them through summer to make myself feel good. Prior to that, I've sort of only been using it on my legs to add a little bit of color, but all over the body, I see the appeal. So I did use this one up. When I did introduce it, it was 2 months ago, it was up to there. Last month it was down to there, and yeah, use it up. I also used up my two Dr. Jart Cicapair products. So these are both skincare products in the same range. It's a range designed for sort of like sensitive skin, and it's supposed to be like soothing. This is a serum and this is the moisturizer. It's just the Cicapair cream. So again, that one 2 months ago was up to there. Last month it was down to there. Finished it easily. And the serum, I've got marks on that side. So introduced it up there. Last month it was down to there, and I've used it up. Now this one I mainly used on my body because I didn't really see any difference. So I thought it'd be a nice sort of light body moisturizer. So that's how I used that one up. I introduced, I believe, this Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot last month, just because I'd used up my loose powders and this one had already hit pan on it. It was my handbag powder, my like blotting powder. I just thought I may as well use it up because it's been in my handbag for quite a number of years, and I have used that up. So I'll have a photo on the screen of where I was up to last month. And I use a lot of powder because I have oily skin. The next two things are sort of debatable when they're used up. I've got the Colourpop liquid liner in the shade Grande, which is a dark brown, and also a mini of the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. These are the types of products that when they're used up is up to you. Like, these are not completely dry and there's no product left in them. They're just getting to a point where they're less easy to use and less enjoyable. So the liquid liner, for example, I find it doesn't apply a bold wing or line anymore. I sort of have to press eyeshadow over the top to make it look bold. So I figure that's done. And with the mascara, it applies okay, maybe a little bit dry and clumpy, but it also starts to flake throughout the day, which I'm not a fan of. So I feel like these, in my eyes, are done anyway. The last thing I finished up was my little Chloe perfume. So I have been marking it. It was right up to the top when I first introduced it. Then last month it was halfway done and I've used it up, which is good because I moved house 2.5 weeks ago, and until yesterday I didn't know where my perfumes were packed. So this was the only thing that was keeping me going over the last couple of weeks. In terms of things that I didn't quite finish up, I was hoping to finish my Chanel bronzer. I didn't. This came very close though. That's how much I had left. And I was like, if I just use it a little bit more heavy-handed, maybe I'll finish it by the end. But I didn't. I am wearing it today, but I mainly use it just on the perimeter of my face to like bronzer. So contour and bronze. This is actually a nice mousse to sort of powder formula, so you can actually use quite a lot of it, and it's a light color. So if I really wanted to, I could put this all over my face. So if you had, like, for example, a bronzed body, like a tanned body, and you wanted to tan your face, you can actually use this product all over your face, but my body's not that tanned. So this is a product that I won't put into my next year's project pan because there's so little of it. I think in the next couple of weeks of just daily use, I'll use this up. So I'll probably feature it in my first empties of 2022. I think I've used up quite a lot of this Smashbox primer. So it's the Photo Finish Iconic Primer Stick. So I'll have a comparison on the screen photo-wise, but I don't have too much left. And I have been using this not every day, but when I do use it, I use quite a lot of it, and I'm using it today. It's fine. It doesn't really do much. It doesn't detract from my makeup. It doesn't really add much to my makeup. It just sort of is another layer. So even though it's not a bad product, it's not one that I'm like, wow, this has really changed my makeup game, because it doesn't really do anything, but it's also doesn't do anything bad. So I'll keep using it, and this will probably carry over to next year as well. Another thing that I was quite close to, this is my Pixi eyeliner. So it's the Eye Define Waterline eyeliner in the shade Tightline Black. Now I don't usually use black eyeliner, maybe for my wing occasionally, but I much prefer brown. It's just a bit softer and it defines the eye without it being too bold. But I have switched over to black, and I really like the formula of this and also the format. So it is a twist up sort of, it's not small, but it's small enough that you can sort of get it in your waterline easily. But it's nice and creamy and very pigmented as well. So it doesn't like tug or sort of scratch your waterline, which is great. Now I don't have much left at all. So I've got this much left. There's barely any. I'll have a comparison to last month. I was thinking maybe I'd be able to use this up, but even using it quite consistently on the top lash line and on the waterline like I'm doing today. So I tend to draw it on and I'll get like a little angled brush and sort of just flick it out. I really like using this. It's easy to use. It's quite long wearing, and I don't think I could have used this anymore to use it up, if that makes sense. So again, this is one that I might carry over to next year because I do really enjoy it, and I may as well finish the job. Another one that I was no chances of finishing it up, my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I've got this sort of crescent moon shape left. I'll probably have a comparison on the screen. And this is probably 3 to 4 months of use. So even though I do use this most days, and I started this with no pan, I believe, this project. So I've used a lot of it this year, but these products, if you use them every single day, which I haven't done with this, I've had like some days where I wear no makeup. Some days I'm like, I'll just do a wash of eyeshadow without any primer. Other days I'm like, I'll use a glitter glue. Other days I'm like, I'll use a cream eyeshadow. You know, I don't use this every day, but when I'm using a standard primer, this is the one I always reach for. So I really like it, but this is a sort of product that you can use every single day for a year and like just use it up. So it's a good bang for your buck. They don't dry out easily as well. So I love these products. I just know that this is going to take another like 4 months to use up. So I'll carry this over to next year. Another product that I'll probably carry over is my toner from Good Molecules. It's the Niacinamide Brightening Toner. Now, it was up to here when I introduced it. Then last month it's down to there. Now it is down to around here. So I've made more progress than last month, which is good. But I'm probably halfway done. This is a very thick glass container. So the base is probably where that label is. So yeah, I probably got half left. So it's probably going to be another 2 or 3 months. Then the last thing that I actually have here, there's one product missing. I'll address that in a second. My Benefit Kabrow Brow Pomade in the shade 3.5. I really like this product. It was getting dry, but I rehydrated it with Duraline and it works really, really nicely. It's at like the perfect consistency. I am wearing it today, but I don't wear it every day because it's quite a bold brow effect. And since I've got tattooed brows, I can now sort of get away with using a tinted brow gel. And I tend to do that on low makeup days, and I tend to wear this on sort of more full makeup days. So there's going to be no visible progress on that, but I knew introducing it like last month or the month before that it's going to be one of those products that I will start seeing progress on like late next year. So it was just sort of getting a head start. And the product that I'm missing is my Uemura setting spray. Now I don't know where that is. I did move house, and it was one of the few things that I had left on my desk and I hadn't properly packed away and labeled like makeup. So I think it was sort of swept in a random box and put somewhere. So that one I've had no progress on in the last couple of weeks because I don't know where it is. And I am actually going to spend the next week narrowing down with the products for my 2022 project pan. So if it doesn't pop up in that time, I'll just introduce it later on when I do find it, if I find it. All right, I just went to import footage and I realized I forgot to talk about this guy. I did make a little bit of progress there, not much. It's been in the bathroom, I don't use too much, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this over the next week or so and decide if I want to continue it into the next one. I did mention this is a bit smelly. It's a body lotion from Mamia. It's a bit smelly, but a few people mentioned that it's probably gone off and I should just throw it out. I don't think it's gone off. You think it's gone off? Oh, wow. Okay. I think it's just smelly sort of natural ingredients. I'm not sure. It's not smelly as in like radiate smell. It's just that when you smell it, you're like, it's not my fave. So I'm going to decide, but that, yeah, I've made a little bit of progress, but I could have drumming. Awesome. I could have made a lot more progress if I used it regularly, but I sort of put it in the wrong bathroom and I rarely use it. So I'll make a decision on what I want to do with that. All right, in terms of the recap, so I do like to do this. It's a nice way to look back at the year and see like what categories I use up and how productive this project pan was. I do want to mention first that I removed 6 items. I don't like to remove items too much because I try to test out the products before putting it in my project pan, and I only like to introduce things that I think I will use and enjoy and use up. But the ones I removed, there's a House Labs lip liner, and that was mainly because I was doing my Project Apocalypse and a lip liner just didn't work, so I never used it. Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel was a mini. I didn't like that and I threw it out. Couldn't handle it. I also threw out the Joico Ironclad Thermal Protectant Spray. That was in my project pan for a long time until I was like, nah, finally you're gone. Thermal spray, I wasn't using it. I didn't like it. It is what it is. I also threw out the Rimmel Scandaleyes Waterproof Cocoa Gel Pencil in the sparkling black shade. That was the one my toddler broke in half and I was going to try to use it up before it dried out, but then it sort of dried out really quickly and was really scratchy, so I threw it out. The MAC Stylized Eyebrows, the brow pencil, I still haven't found it. I moved house, packed up everything, and I still couldn't find it. So that's gone. That's gone to the makeup black hole. It's disappeared. And then the last thing that I ended up getting rid of was the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in N5. I don't mind the formula of it. The shade just made me look a little bit ghostly and dead. So it was the wrong undertone for me. So I got rid of that one as well. In terms of what I've used up, I used up a total of 68 products. There are some minis in there, but most of them were full-size products. I'll clarify the ones that were minis. They were mainly perfumes. So I used up 2 primers, 3 foundations, 1 concealer, 6 powders. Yep, 6, because I used a lot of powder, and a few of those were loose setting powders as well, which are, you know, quite hefty. 1 bronzer, no blush, highlighter, eyeshadow, because that's in my pan, that palette, which I'll probably have up tomorrow. 6 eyeliners, 4 of them were pencil, 1 gel, and 1 liquid. So the Colourpop was liquid. And I also, the gel was the MAC Fluid Line in Past Twilight, which took a long time to use up. That was a long-term relationship, that one. So that was a big one. That was like the equivalent of like 5 pencil liners. I used up 4 mascaras. One of those was the Stila Mini, 2 brow pencils, 4 lip balms, 2 lip glosses, 3 finishing sprays, 3 hand creams, 1 foot cream, 4 cleansers, 4 moisturizers, 1 serum, 3 body lotions or body serums, and 1 body oil. Then I've got 1 self tanner, so that's Saint Tropez one, 10 mini perfumes. So some of them were just a little like spray ones, but some of them were quite substantial. 2 shampoos, 1 hair oil, 2 nail polish minis. They were both the OPI ones, and 1 nail treatment. If you take away the minis, so I had the 2 nail polishes, 1 mascara, and 10 perfumes. That's still, 55 full-size products I used up. So I used up a lot this year. Now I did do quite a lot of project panning. I went in quite deep this year because I wasn't going out, I wasn't really buying stuff. So it was sort of something that I enjoyed doing a lot. I think in 2022, I will still do a project pan, but I think I'll pull back a little bit and also do more reviews. So if I don't use up 68 products, that's fine. But it does show you that if you want to use up product, if you focus on one at a time, you can make some good progress. So hopefully everyone else had a really great panning year if you are doing a project pan. Now, if you are thinking of starting a project pan in 2022, I do have a video that I'll link down below of my tricks and tips and whatnot. And I did film that quite a number of years ago. So if you want to see a refreshed version or maybe like a shorter version, let me know and I can get around to filming that. If you do a project pan and you've got any tips and tricks for people, leave them in the comments. I'd love to start a discussion, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.